Welcome to Agronomy Moment. I'm your host, Wendell Cohen. We bring in people who agree with me, disagree with me, and above all, are not afraid to say it like it is. All right, welcome back, everybody, here to Agronomy Moment. I'm joined here again with Scott Dickey here. We went out and looked at some fields. There was some pretty good breeze out there today.
Had to get a coat on.
It was cold. It was a little cold. So with the gale force winds, or that would have sounded like gale force winds in the microphone, we decided to pull a few of our samples of what we're finding out here as an update and just deliver it to you this way. So, Scott, first of all, what are we seeing so far, what you're seeing and everything in the fields with emergence?
What we saw today in this geography looks pretty good.
Yep.
You know, there's a little bit of unevenness maybe, but nothing extreme.
Yep.
Considering the weather, I don't see any real major concerns. Doesn't appear to be a lot of sealing of the soil surface like I was maybe expecting with the heavy rain.
Yep.
It's still soft, in a lot of cases still damp. So I think we're in pretty good shape.
It seems like that we've had a lot of rain, but we didn't sit there and stay wet and stay wet and stay wet, nor did we just turn off hot and dry or something afterward, cause the crusting and some, because a lot of the soil was looking still pretty mellow.
I guess we could still find some crusting if it doesn't rain soon, but nothing severe like I was expecting with heavy rain event. Yeah.
It seems like to me too that we just need a little more time.
Yep,
like farmers, especially those that are the later planted and everything, so we're getting closer to that rain, just need some more time.
Absolutely. I don't see anything yet. The few fields we looked at that had me alarmed, thinking, oh man, we're going to have some replant. Just don't see it yet.
Yep. What, just for interest's sake, is I don't know how well you all can see here, but this is one that's just unfurled, come out of the ground. I don't know what the best way is to look at that, but cameras are cameras at the end of the day, not your eyes. And then we have the coleoptile before it's emerged, and this is a good, healthy color, right?
Right. We want to see those coleoptiles and mesocotyl to be white. Once they start turning yellow, after 2 or 3, 4 weeks, maybe not 4, but 3 weeks, then you start worrying that they're going to want to unfurl underground a little bit. But these are white and look great.
What kind of, just as kind of talking about compaction and crusting is, what's some interesting little tidbits on how much power these things have?
Well, one of the biggest questions you always get is when you have a plant like this that's still underground where the coleoptile's ruptured, folks will want to think that, that still should be able to push out of the ground, especially if it's just below the surface. And what you run into is this guy can't exert any force at all on the soil at any kind. Whereas this one with the coleoptile still intact, a nice sharp point on it. I was doing a little digging around on the internet and saw anywhere from this coleoptile being able to exert anywhere from 30 to up to 145 PSI of pressure upward against that soil.
Yep.
And so we know that when that coleoptile is still intact, we can usually push through most conditions unless we're starting to run out of gas in the seed. And like in these cases, both of these kernels, the seed is still firm, lots of starch remaining, a lot of energy left in those plants, even though they are emerging.
You get some of that hardest compactions we've experienced at times, like 150 plus pounds or whatever.
Yeah.
You can, that's what
you can overcome the plant's ability to penetrate that.
Yeah. And then, like you mentioned, the color too. So far, what we're seeing out there too is just it has a good, healthy, good look to it.
Yep. Once these guys reach that soil surface, there's systems within the plant that sense the red light, and that red light triggers the softening of that coleoptile for it to rupture, stops the elongation of the mesocotyl, so it'll stop elongating once that reaches the soil surface, and you'll see the coleoptile rupture, and then the leaves push out, and away we go.
Okay. We're looking forward to that. It's always interesting to me every year. It looks like it's another miracle that's taking place for that to all happen.
I think actually it is.
Yes,
it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for that all to take place and we get emergence and have new life again every spring. Is there anything to talk about on soybeans right now? As far as, there's a few that have went in the ground here and there.
We'll just have to keep an eye on things with the moisture, and the slow emergence at this point. Some of these fields are just emerging, and some few things guys have to watch in those types of situations are potential for injury. If you have heavy residue, slug, snail type problems, some herbicides could cause issues when the plants freeze like they have, and just arching out of the ground when it's this cold. But we're warming up next couple of days to 70s to near 80. They should push up through that fairly well.
And looking at GDUs to emergence on the two different crops, like on corn and beans, kind of so we can watch how much time it's going to take.
Right. So corn, you'll see a range from 100, 110 up to 125 or so. Beans are a little longer, 130, 150. There's also a dependence on the planting depth there. The deeper you go, the longer it's going to take typically. In general. There's a little bit of oddity to that because sometimes if you're short on water, that can delay the growth. So sometimes planting a little deeper, I've seen beans emerge quicker because they germinated more uniformly and got going better.
Yeah.
But in general, 130 to 150 GDUs on soybean for emergence.
Okay. Yeah, so you can count that with a GDU calculator, farm server. It's going to put in a punch right there for that. Is they do have a way of if you mark your planting date or upload your planting
Give your
data.
predictions of when certain milestones will occur.
You can, and then it also has a GDU calculator in there to see how many GDUs you've accumulated so far since plant, so that you can kind of get a feel for when that could happen and see whether that's going to be on track.
Absolutely.
With the emergence. Also go on farm server if you have it or if you're using it, and use the AI feature in there in the agronomy's tab. You can ask questions on things that you might have.
It's pretty impressive how good a job it does answering questions.
It does. It does a really good job. And then also give us a shout anytime you have questions, because we are just a text message and a phone call away.
Absolutely.
And we will catch you with another update here hopefully shortly. Things are going to start happening fast, and you're going to need to be on this. So good luck to you. Wish you a good growing season and a good start. See you.
So, what? I thought it turned out well.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
If you were Scott Dickey now, you would say something like, "It's about time for lunch."
Yeah,
What
starving.
You're starving?
Yes.
What would he call it, son? What does he say? Grub or something? He calls it something else. He doesn't say, "Let's go for lunch." He says, ready for something. Call me.
Yeah, Scott, I don't.
You don't know what's going to come out.
Exactly.
But I wish he was here. We could have made a really nice roundtable discussion and
Hey, I got selected.
Field Agronomist of the Year.
No.
It's your turn again.
For wave one of the whiskey.
It's almost bean time. So I got splinters on me. It's almost bean time.
Lunch, yes.
Scott always brings up.
Well, it's 11:30. It's 12 almost.
Cameras.
No, it's not. Oh, God.
Okay, talking about kind of get that kind of move over like I was shutting it off and then just kind of.
I got that splinter dissected out.